Well, Madison County, voters in Hamilton County, and well, voters all over the 92 counties that want to embrace change. I am coming to you live from lapel. As everybody knows, I wasn't online much last week, but I had a great break, just so everybody knows, for those of you who follow me. I did not say that I was leaving, but I left the country, and many of you who needed things, patience and beyond, I was still available the whole entire time that I was gone. What I want to share with everybody is a few things that I was able to understand as I was out of the country. It was a much needed break. My daughters were very influential during the whole break, and I had some great friends who also went with us that I've known for probably 30 some years. And the one thing they said to me is, all these years, you haven't changed. You're still the same Catherine you've always been. You tell it like it is, whether you want to hear it or not. Well, here's the story. I am over I can't be who I want to be on Facebook, and I need to hide behind some name. I'm over it. I'm over everybody saying, what is your platform? Here's my platform. My platform is for the people. That's what it's about. There is nothing about me that has to be an elected official. There's nothing about me that has to be in some seat of power. My power is with me every day. My power is speaking on behalf of common sense. My power is the fact that I'm not going to lay down for a cartel or a cabal. I don't care if they're the prosecutor's office. And here's what I'm tired of. Andrew Hanna, tell your dad to get off my forums. Tell your dad to quit messaging me. He wants to tell me and protect you and say how you're not corrupt. Okay, well then let your actions prove you're not corrupt, because right now you guys are coming out saying how you're going to defend nobody. You're not going to interfere with the election process. What are you talking about? You've been interfering with them forever. I mean, Russ Willis, he testified under oath that he only kept 2 years of records. He didn't know he had to keep more than that. I mean, he's only the GOP of the county and had been for like 13 years. Yet the county election board, who includes an attorney, Tim Lannon, accepted a 5-year amendment. Now, would somebody like to tell me how out of thin air he came up with those other 3 years? Would somebody like to share with me why he didn't have a search warrant for his records? Would somebody like to tell me why that didn't go to a special prosecutor? I mean, you guys want to sit here and put out, things on letterhead. You want to scare the people. You want to walk people out of meetings who get up at the podium and say, hey, the commissioners just did $100,000 of misappropriation of funds. And it's the constituents who's the problem? No, it's the constituents holding you accountable. The only reason why you want us silenced is because we put you in a very uncomfortable position. That's called the truth. It's called accountability. It's called the responsibility of what every American should be doing. Now, let's circle back around a little bit more. Tonight, we will be on at about 7:30. I will be listening to all these, generally they're men, who get on there and they want to say, what's your platform? They want to say, what do you stand for? And then they want to bring up all this crap, and I will tell you, a cesspool of it, trying to make me look like this person who has done something wrong. The only thing I've done is tell the truth, and there's nothing wrong with that. My kids reminded me of that as they were very truthful for 7 long days. And let me just tell everybody, Ryan Traub, who is the peer recovery coach or supervisor out of the health department, wants to get on my forums and wants to say that I'm attacking his job. Let me tell everybody something. First of all, county employees or any employees, I own my own business. I'll get on anytime I want. If you don't like it, go out, get your degrees, and own your own job. Own your own profession. Be your own entrepreneur. But while you are on my dime, because you are a county employee, don't be on Facebook. Don't be using my tax dollars for you to screw off on Facebook, because really, that's all it is. To me, it's just a great place for me to vent. And yes, you're going to hear all this and you're going to say, oh, Catherine's all mad. Catherine's not mad. Catherine's passionate. It's the same way I treat my patients when they come into my room and when they come into my office. They get my full attention. So here's the deal, Ryan Traub. I know plenty of my patients are watching this. You want to tell the public how I'm coming after your job? Well, first of all, I'm not on a forum committing libel. Second of all, you're the one that injects yourself into my posts and my page. Third of all, as a peer recovery coach, you should lead by example. There's certainly enough things out there in the world that you should be concentrating on during your 7.5 hours that you're employed by us taxpayers that you should be doing. Your rap sheet on my case, you have over 50 cases. That's more cases than your age. You want to go and cry and say how, you met with HR, you met with the county attorney, Jeff Graham and Beatrice, and you met with your boss, Stephanie Mellinger. Well, your boss, Stephanie Mellinger, should be ashamed of herself. Because if I had somebody like that as the face of my community and peer recovery, I'd fire you. And then you want to get on my forums and you want to be the victim. You want to tell the people, she's trying to take food off of my table. She's trying to take food away from my children. You're a single dad? Well, I don't know. Let's go look at my case where your wife had to get some type of protective order against you. You're a single dad by your poor choices and poor actions. You're a grown man. Why should any woman fear a man? And let me be real honest with you, Ryan Traub. I'm a single mother. I started my own business while I was a single mother. I put my kids through college who are currently attending college. I fund them 100%. But yet you feel that you can get on any forum and talk crap about me and think you can ruin my practice or my reputation, and that's okay. Well, let me tell you something. My reputation speaks for itself. And if you think I'm going to stand down to you or anybody else, I'm not going to. And let's talk about Steve Hart. He likes to get on there and he likes to run his mouth and he wants to say that I cost the taxpayers money by taking them to court or that I mischarged overtime, just like Tim Green down in Ingalls or Joey Hustler. Give me a break. I won in federal court against these people. So the only person who's charging the county are the fact that the voters keep putting in the same recycled crap. That's what this is about. And if you want to continue to put that in there, put it in there. It doesn't matter to me. If I was so wrong, I wouldn't be losing against these cases. I wouldn't, LKQ in Lapel. I got all these people still upset about Lapel. I got the Wilson family over there saying I cost them to be millionaires. Who cost them to be millionaires? I didn't cost anybody anything. I kept the water safe. I did what was right for the people. And here's a newsflash for you people in Lapel that you still want to believe that I've done something to harm you. What about the 5 BZA members that voted in my favor? Some of them, your own family members, said she's correct. We can't put that down there. Maybe instead of just digging in because you just want to prove your point or you always want to be right, or we do kind of have egg on our face because Catherine was right. Why don't you say there's a reason why people go to school and educate themselves and they do come out and try to protect the community? That doesn't make me a bad person. Doesn't make me evil. But for some reason, it's this continual fight. Here's a news flash to the Republican Party. The Republican Party that's in the in crowd does not want anything that's good or better for the people. If you people cannot see that by now, you've got a serious problem. The fact that the Republican Party has not come out and said one word about Jonathan Culp, about that fact that he's using the email account, a government email, that is government property, that he should not have anywhere in politics. We can get into semantics. But the fact that he goes to the door saying he's running for sheriff and handing you pamphlets that has county government email on it is against the law. I don't care what everybody wants to sit there and say. Say what you want to say. It's the facts. And then we got a prosecutor's office that says, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, don't look at us. But let's come after everybody else. Are you kidding me? Unless we get a Democrat who's going to run against Andrew Hanna, and unless we get educated voters who are actually going to go in and actually punch the buttons for the people who they're supposed to vote for, we're in trouble for 4 more years. I really like Andrew Hanna's personality, but he doesn't have the personality who's going to stand up for the people. And that's what we have to have. We have to have people in office who want to stand for the people. So you can decide on what you want to do. Yes, my signs aren't in yet, and I'm not too worried about it because the signs don't vote. But this election for me is for the people. You have a chance to put somebody in there who's not going to sit there and go, yes, we should do this and we should do that. If that's what you want, keep my opponent. Keep Gaskell. I could care less. Right? Because I'm going to always try to figure out to do what's right. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm never going to give up on doing that. My life is going to be fine whether I'm an elected official or I'm not an elected official. But I'm not so sure the majority of people are going to be okay if you keep putting back in people of incompetence, people who only want to serve themselves in a position that's supposed to serve the majority of the people. That's the biggest problem of it all. And you see it. You see them wear down people. You look around. Hardly anybody is on Facebook who used to fight this, who was here 3 years ago or 2 years ago. They quit because you can't beat them. But you can if enough people are willing to talk to each other. This election in 2026, if I win with the people. If I lose with the people. You also have a responsibility to get out and speak to the people. I don't understand why people aren't out knocking on doors where they see a CULP sign and why they're not up there banging on the door saying, hey, why is this guy's sign in your yard? Tell me what qualifications he has. And when they tell you what a nice guy he is or that he needs a chance because he's a 26-year-old, follow that up with, do you believe that position should have any experience? Do you believe they should go to the academy first? I'd like to know how he is going to motivate or move any of the officers or deputies in this county when he himself doesn't know how to be one. So I will leave on this note that I will be on again tonight at about 7:30 with Nicole Kapuzinski, and we will talk more about things. But I have seen the post on social media. If people could just respond to those people, can you please show me the proof of your statement regarding Catherine Callahan? I would appreciate that because I cannot possibly keep up with every single page that there is. And anybody who they give you that response, please tag me or tag Nicole. One of us, if we see it, we will get to it and we will respond. But I just want everybody to know that if this is a fake account, if this is a person who continues to ask me my platform over and over and over, listen, no matter what I say, my platform is never going to be good enough for them. No matter what I say, they weren't going to vote for me in the first place. I'm not going to waste a bunch of energy trying to convince somebody who doesn't really need convincing, because all they want to do is stir a pot. All they want to do is make claims that they can't prove. So at the end of the day, it's America. Register to vote. We have about 13 days left to register to vote. You do it at www.indianavoters.com or .gov. It will come up. You have your driver's license, whatever. You register to vote. If you are registered to vote, I would go there and I would check my voter's registration to make sure that it is active, make sure that it's good to go. The primaries are going to be the most important. The other thing that I want to encourage everybody to understand, we are 43 days away from change, or we keep the status quo. 43 days. There is about one of me in my campaign committee. That's the same for Nicole. Same thing for Lisa. Same for all these new people who have stepped into the arena. And it's a blood sport. It certainly is. It's like the battle of the gladiators. If you want to help, I don't want your money. What I want you to do is I want your time. I want your investment. I want you to pick up the phone and I want you to call people and tell them, are you registered to vote? Can we get you to the polls? That's what I want. And I want you to ask them to do that for others. That's how we win. So what I want from you is a commitment that you will call 10 friends today. A commitment that you will share with 10 people. That's what's important to me. The other people, they want to buy the election. I don't need to buy anything. If 6 years of my dedication to the county, to the politics, to the exposure, to all the bullcrap has not been enough to win this election this season, I don't know what is. And this message also goes to Cecil Stroud, which I'm actually very upset and disgusted with his behavior on social media. If he is a Republican that represents the people, and he wants to know where the billboards are and all the shiny lights are, well, here's what I want to know. I want to know how many phone calls you're making to get people elected who aren't part of the cabal. And here's the other thing I want to know. I want to know what matters to the people as far as committing to a party. I'm committed to independent Republicans, not committed to any party lines. I'm committed to doing what's right when nobody else is looking. And the only platform I'm ever going to have is a platform of common sense. I'm sure all of you want to hear lower taxes. That's common sense. I'm sure all of you want to hear healthcare reform. That's common sense. That's what I'm going to do, is a common sense approach. And when it doesn't make sense, guess what? You think I'm not going to stand at that podium and ask all these people filled with how many people in a room? Absolutely I am. And you know, the moment they tell the public to sit down and shut up, or here's your time limit, guess what? I'm going to go follow up behind that person. And I'm going to share what I believe. And I'm going to support those people who take the time, who want to come and be heard, because they deserve that. And the reason why I'm running for Senate is because when I walk into these other areas, municipalities, they go, well, you're not from here. Why are you here? You know why I'm there? Because I care. I care enough that even though I'm not from that community, these are people who deserve to be heard. That's why I'm there. But now I will come in and I will say, because I'm the senator who represents this area, something you will never see from my opponent. You will never see from my opponent who to get out there and get in the trenches with everybody. You will never see him talk about the water. You'll never see him talk about the crazy taxes. You will never see him, period. The only time he shows up is if there is something for him to gain. He's got his whole family involved in this. He's got his daughter-in-law and his son on the Young Republicans. He's got them working for every last person. His son used to run a Republican's Facebook page, but took it down because people were speaking the truth. So they wanted it silenced. Where is my opponent's Facebook? Where is his voice for the people? Well, he doesn't want his personal cell phone out there. He doesn't want you to have access to him. And that's who you want to put back in the seat. Have at it. Do nothing, Senator of District 25. He's sitting right over there in Pendleton. So this is what you get. What you see is what you get. I'm not a career politician. Never going to be a career politician. I'm just going to be Catherine Callahan. That's who I'm going to be. So you can either decide to step into the arena with me, or you can sit on the sidelines and continue to take their crumbs. while you open up your checkbooks and dole out, I don't know how much money you're doling out because it's crazy. I mean, most people are paying 30, 40% taxes. And you know what? Here's what you're doing for these elected officials. You're giving them money to pay the taxes. They have full rights, full benefits, full everything. My opponent makes a living off of selling insurance. You think he cares about what insurance companies are doing to you? I make a living off of people who have paid for insurance and that have to have coverage. So I want the premiums to be down. I don't know about you, but when my patients come in, I actually go over their meds. If they're expensive, we go on GoodRx. I'm like, tell them you don't have insurance and get it for a cheaper price. So this is all what I'm about. And I will tell you, I'm not going to entertain these people. You know, I mean, I don't know. Somebody wants to be Madam of County something of Madison County, like she's on the Bridgerton. The lady's an idiot. She speaks out of, I don't know, her head that has no common sense. So do as you want to do, but what they want someone like me put in a corner, and they want me quiet. Why? Because I make them very uncomfortable. But you know what? Every elected official should always be uncomfortable, because they should always have a conscience to do what's right for the people. And that is not what goes on in this community. And I want to give everybody, I'm going to leave on this note, and then I'll see you tonight at 7:30. And what are we talking about? I don't know. I don't come with some agenda. I come up with whatever comes up through the day that we need to talk about. Okay, that's where I come from. But what I want to say is this. So the word on the street is that the Colt family, first they said Alyssa Nork, which is Jonathan Colt's wife, and Jody and Scott Nork's daughter, they were saying that she was going to run for mayor. And when I heard all this information, I'm like, that just can't be. She doesn't strike me, first of all, as mayor material, but second of all, Alyssa's not a conflict kind of person. She's very, very nice young lady. So I got to thinking about this. They live in Markleville. It's not Alyssa that they're talking about. They're talking about Jennifer Culp, who's going to run for mayor. And I'm going to tell you something, city of Anderson. God help us all if she gets in that position. These people cannot even manage their personal finances. And you're going to let them manage that? I mean, I was already in shock when you guys allowed Todd to be your auditor. And if you notice that, I wish people really understood. You do know that in Madison County, we pay like $300,000 or $400,000 for a consultant to run that auditor's office. You understand that, right? It's not Rick Gardner. It's not Todd Culp. We pay a consulting firm to run that. On top of the fact that we're paying them $70,000, $80,000 in salaries for the people who are in there as the elected officials. Elected officials should be the lowest paid people in a department, because they are required to be there the least amount. So I want people to understand where I'm coming from. And if you don't see me firing back at a bunch of these people who can't be themselves, that's the reason why. But I also want people to know Catherine Callahan's not coming after anybody's job. Catherine Callahan doesn't get anybody fired. You do that to yourself. And when I ran a nursing program and students would come to me and they'd say, you failed me. No. I didn't fail anybody. You failed yourself. So let me be real clear about that. And voters, if I lose this election, I didn't lose. The voters lost because they didn't get out there. They didn't talk to enough people. So I just want to be clear with everybody that that's my position on these Facebook posts that keep coming out. I am on a non-disclosure with my lawsuit, the federal lawsuit against the county. It's public record. Somebody go get it and put it up. I don't care. Have at it. You'll see right there the level of incompetence from the county. So when people continue to put things up against that federal lawsuit, what you are saying when you say something about me, you're saying a federal judge didn't do the right thing. I don't even understand. So if you want to speak, if you want to say something about me, please make sure that it's truthful, or you'll get your own personal live video too. So I'm just saying that's how I'm going to set the record straight. It is what it is. All this stuff going on in the coroner's office did not happen while I was in there and I was chief deputy. That all started after I left the office. And that office that I left was upon the request of Troy Abbott himself. He said he could do better on his own. How'd it work out? So do as you want, say as you want, preach what you want. But just know, if you're not preaching the truth about me, I am going to come back and make sure everybody hears me loud and clear. So happy voting. 13 days left to register to vote. 43 days till May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, where we're all going to get out to vote. If you need a ride, let me know. If you're having problems getting registered, let me know. If you need an absentee ballot, reach out to Nicole or myself. Let us know what we can do to help you so that you can vote. I will say this, I'm not so sure that they're getting the absentee ballots. And if they are, I'm not sure that they're putting them all through, because they throw out, I've heard a ton of people say that they turned things in, they didn't get, didn't get processed. It looks like they didn't vote at all. So we have incompetence in the elections office. We've got to get somebody in there who can have some accountability and will go against the machine. Can I win this election? The only way is if we flood the machines enough that we can outnumber the amount of ballots they're manipulating. That's the only way. And I don't care, Linda Smith. I don't care, Rodney Cummings. I don't care, Andrew Hanna, Michelle Daniels, Tim Lannon. You proved on video that you can make up ballots and manipulate the machines. And when you don't allow people in for canvassing and you put it on a video that we're only allowed to stand out in the hallway, when you go in the elevator to bring ballots down, you have so many opportunities to alter things. You absolutely better believe, I believe you're playing the game here. So do as you want. But until we have somebody in the election office with some integrity and some morals, we're not going anywhere. And yes, I hear it, but they go to church and they're good people. Well, they need to go to church and pray for their souls. That's what I believe. So I'm going to tell you what, Catherine Callahan is now going to go eat some sugar-free yogurt and some granola, and I'm going to have a great day, and I'm going to see patients, and we're going to have a great day together. If there's anything I can do for you, please feel free to reach out to me. But that's my sermon for this morning. So everyone have a great week, and see you tonight on Two Women with a Microphone and a Political Viewpoint. But Nicole will put up the YouTube page. But of course, you can always get me on Facebook as well. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. And it was amazing yesterday, although it's a little chilly today. And yes, I have been kissed by the sun, and it was a well-needed rest. So everyone have a good one, and we will see you soon. See ya.